Okay, so I did a video a while ago, and it was about the Siren spirit, which is, it could be the mermaid spirit, or it's just a part of the water kingdom. Now, my spiritual team wanted me to talk about this. Like, they kept pushing me to do a video about it. So I did one, but they weren't happy about it because it wasn't coming from the heart. It wasn't coming from my personal experience. And so I'm doing it over, and I'm going to try and explain the Siren spirit and how it affected my life. So basically, when you're in a lower vibration, you are an easy prey for demonic spirits, right? And there's spirits for everything. There's the alcohol spirit, there's the vengeance spirit, there's, this spirit. Like, I always thought this was corny, but it's true that there are spirits or entities that can come in and grow within your soul if you don't cleanse your energy. And the longer the spirit stays inside of your body, mind and soul, is basically the worse it gets, more intense it gets over time, right? So if it's the vengeance spirit, it's going to be somebody that starts out that always has to have revenge on everybody that hurts them, and by the time they're an adult, they're a murderer. It's stuff like that. So the Siren spirit is basically it usually finds people who were molested or raped at a young age. And what happens is, when they're raped, it's like their power has been taken away from them, okay? And back in the day when I was young, I mean, there weren't resources. It was like, if you asked, a family member, they'd be like, oh, don't talk about it, or, or they would try to help you themselves, but there just wasn't the resources back then. So, and a lot of this happened back when I was young, a lot of kids or whatever, or if you're on like the journey where you were abused, this happened. And when that happens, it takes your power away. And so you kind of end up being a follower for a while. You just don't feel like you're a leader to other people because you've had someone take that away from you, if that makes sense. So what happens is, a Siren spirit will enter your form because you're in this powerless mode, okay? Actually, the Siren spirit doesn't enter yet. So what happens is, you get older, you start to develop, you're getting noticed, you have, people looking at you, and this is something that you've just never had before. You've never had this attention. You've always been kind of behind the scenes with everything. And can be men or women. So what happens is, then this spirit, the person will feel more in power. Like, oh, I'm attractive, right? So what they'll do is, but here's the thing, they never healed that issue, the rape, the molestation, or whatever it was. They didn't heal that. So they don't know how to love, right? Because you cannot love unless you love yourself. And you don't love yourself if you're still that little girl that got raped, by your uncle. So what you do is that if these people don't do the healing work, okay, and they're getting attractive, they're getting this attention, okay, so then this is kind of where the seductor or seductress comes in. The Siren spirit enters. And what basically these people will do is this, the Siren spirits, they want to be perfect for everybody, right? And there might have even been like a first time love where it broke your heart. And so you hated love, like you just didn't believe in it, didn't think you wanted it because you didn't want to go through that pain again. So you've got that in there too. So basically, over time, you start to study people. So these people will go through times because they have the pick of the litter, but they want to be perfect, right? Because they think that that is love, right? To be perfect, that someone has to see them in a certain way, and it's not, they don't think about seeing what's inside of them, that matters. So a lot of times the Siren spirits will turn these people into someone that studies their targets, right? And a lot of times these Siren spirits, these people will pick wealthy people, right? Because I want to be taken care of. Maybe you grew up poor and you're like, I'm not going to be poor again. But you basically, the spirits make you be money hungry. Like you want money. And then it's like they want fame. They're getting all this attention that it's almost like the spirit just takes over their mind to where they want fame, they want power, they want, people to notice them, they want to be in the public eye, and it gets so bad that, it's almost like they're always in competition with somebody, even like the person they're dating. So what will happen is they'll study their targets, and they will learn everything about this person, and they'll act like a friend at first, because they want to be a challenge. So they'll basically like act, like they're just listening to you about someone and just being your friend. And they'll even maybe sleep with you or something, but they'll always wait a long time. Like, these people study what to do, especially how to take in a player. So basically these spirits will study their targets. They'll know their likes, dislikes. They'll study the wives or exes, to see what their behaviors are, and they'll find out what you didn't like about the exes. They'll find out your foods, your sexual desires, like all this stuff. And they'll be like, oh, you like that type of music? Me too. They will be everything this person has dreamed of, right? Now, a lot of times, because these siren spirits are in a low vibration, they'll most likely attract lower vibrational people. Like, if it's someone else, if you're not doing your healing work, you are more apt to attract these type of people, because even though you might not have a siren spirit, your low vibration and the lack of love for yourself is attracting someone else that is the same, that doesn't have love for themselves, but they're different. They went the different route where they want to be a seductress, or, So basically what happens is they love married people. I've heard this. They love the challenge, That's why they like wealthy people, or they want someone that's taken. And so they'll study you, and you will think this person is like your divine counterpart. Like, this person is yours because they like everything I like. I feel comfortable around this person, and this person is not truly being their authentic self. They're playing a part, right? But over time, they start, if they don't do the healing work, again, when they get older, these spirits get more enveloped into their body, mind, and soul, where it's so much harder to get it out. And, these people will start doing spell work, on like black magic and voodoo and all this stuff. They'll practice this on people. Even if they're not religion and they don't believe in God, if they see someone that's religious, they will go and be religious and study the church. They will study everything about you because they want to get in and they want to beat the competition. So again, as they get older, the spirit gets worse, more dark, and that's when like spell work will come in. A lot of times addictions will come in, and again, if they're doing spell work and they're doing like sex magic on you or love spells, this is eventually returns. And so basically it's just like they turn into like addicts. It could be drugs, alcohol, but it mostly times they become sex addicts. And they can't stay faithful, and they compete, and they want the challenge. And even if like there's another woman that they're feeling competitive with, they will literally work their asses off to bring in that person's husband or wife, just for competition. That's what these people are. They love being in the public eye. They want to be famous. That's what they think about every day. And they always want to be rich. They want to have the nicest things. They study what, these people like, how, what they like about them wearing and stuff. So that's the siren spirit. And if you believe in the twin flame journey, if you believe in, that we have a divine counterpart out there, that's our one soul, right? A lot of times, and if you believe in the dark forces and all this stuff, twin flame journeys, basically what twin flames, when they finally meet, when they do the healing work and then they meet each other, right? It triggers like a soul, thing, but you have to do the work with each other. It's not like you meet and you're like, oh, I just learned how to talk to you better when we're texting. You know what I mean? But it's working with each other because you met. And it's like, I don't want to not ever know you again. It's supposed to be that feeling. So And when these two people meet, what happens is it's like after they're doing both the healing and the other one, if one's more healed than the other, this other one will automatically get the energy from the healed one and learn to heal themselves quicker. And then a lot of times too, I've heard if there's sexual interaction between twins, it can knock a Kundalini awakening into one or both of them, which is like all your chakras are open. You're like basically in the 5D. So there's so many things that are going to happen. And what happens too is you start getting downloads from the universe about like how to solve global issues. Like they're going to give you everything. They're going to give you the tricks to the matrix. And the whole job of the twin flame journey is to wake up others and dismantle the matrix. So with that said, then what happens when, these demonic forces or secret societies or whatever see that two twin flames are close to meeting and coming together, they will send in sirens to each of the people or whoever needs it, right, to distract them. And these, in hopes that these siren spirits will literally like just eventually take them down, and if they're doing spell work on you, it's destroying your mind, body, and soul. And then, or they take you off into toxicity where you're drinking and you're losing your job is because you're with a low vibrational person. So that is why a siren is important to know about. If you're like on your twin flame journey or you're healing and you're going to meet your soulmate, they will send in a siren spirit, and not for soulmates, but for twin flames, because they counteract. It's like they both wake up and they're like, whoa, this is where we're at. This is what's going on. So that's why they send in these siren spirits. They're going to be beautiful, very attractive looking. They're going to be everything that you ever dreamed of, So in my situation, it was kind of like I met someone, I think my twin flame was with someone else or married or whatever. And I met this one. But here's the thing. I was going through this phase of like, I didn't heal after my divorce. I didn't even heal after the relationship before my divorce. So I just had this very different way of looking at love, and it's like I kept trying to be like who they would want me to be. And so what happens was you can sometimes get a false twin flame, or they call them evil twin flames or whatever. So I met this one and he looked just like my twin flame, and that's what kind of attracted me to him. But when I first met him, he was very attractive, had the nicest body, just good looking guy. And he was just very sensitive, and whatever you liked, what I liked, he liked, and it was always just this kind of thing. And so in these situations too, it's almost like spirit or the universe, even though this siren was sent to you, they're hoping that you can heal this person. So it's not like they're like the demon's going to be like in there and universe is like, watch out. It's like the hope of the universe or whoever you believe in is that you will actually heal this siren spirit, that you will trigger each other to heal, right? So, but in my situation, it did not happen. It just went into toxicity really quick, and it spun out of control, and it turned into an abusive, just money stolen from me. He was married, he lied about having hepatitis, and I didn't even know it until I went to a doctor, and it turned into this rapid toxic thing where I was just like, what the hell did I get myself into, And the other thing too that you need to know is siren spirits will, if you try to leave them, they will say they're going to kill themselves. They will do everything to hold on to you. They will pelt you with spell work. They will do anything and everything. They will stalk you. They will go insane because they're so used to getting their way. So you have to be very careful with these type of people, because within my situation, in a video that I've done, this person destroyed my life for 4 years. like did everything in his power to destroy me, purely based on the fact that like I finally said, no, I don't ever want to talk to you again after what you did. So you have to be so careful if you get too deep in with these people, because they will destroy you until they die. And the sick part is too, like, it's like they think they love you, or a part of them thinks they love you, but then the other part, it's more of that addiction to the sex, or it's the fact that you said no. It's a challenge, right? They're going to win. They have to win. So I think that that's what Spirit's wanting me to talk to about, is a lot of twin flame unions are coming together, and they will be sending these demonic spirits to you, and they will look like the primo. You will think you have met, like you're like the one, right? But if you're not having all these like ding dings and spirits like giving you messages and all this stuff, that's not your twin flame. So just look for these things, because again, these people, you can test them and figure it out. But I would say it's just really important to really know where you're at on your journey, know how much healing you're doing, and really try to pay attention to the people that you meet, especially when you were thinking you're getting closer to the journey, because you'll think someone's your twin flame and they're not. They're there to like basically knock you off of your path. So with that said, be very careful on this journey. Anybody that you think is your twin, just look for the things that, look for the red flags, and just know if you know that you're not healed, then that person is not your twin flame. That person is a reflection of you in another body, and you guys are there to heal each other, or basically learn the lesson. I hope that helps.